I'm in the kitchen today. I want to show you how to make him. If you saw my video yesterday on the thinning veil, you'll see I'll talk about him a little bit. And today I'm going to show you how I did it, how I made him. Stay tuned. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I've made these before. I made these before probably 30 years ago when the kids were young. We made them, but I think when we made them then, we made them with I probably used sugar starch. Sugar starch is what they used to use. I was going to explain it by saying they used to use it to stiffen doilies, but do you even know what doilies mean? Or I don't even know. But it's a stiffener. It's like you could use a liquid starch, which again, I'm not sure people know what that is because everybody used to have liquid starch in their some kind of starch in their homes because our father's shirts were starched. Remember that? Well, of course, we don't starch shirts anymore. I don't think so. So here I'm using, instead of any kind of a sugar starch or liquid starch, which, you know, there's a lot of possibilities. You can Google this or look on the internet or look on YouTube for other examples of how to make this. This is just what I'm using. I try to use what I have. And I'm going to be using white glue because I might have told you the other day I'm having an absolute rage with glue in my home all the time. It just never works for me. I could have an elephant squeeze this. It looks like it's open. The hole is not clogged. Looks like it's clear. I've taken the lid off. Nothing there clogging it. I can see the glue in there. It flows. There's no reason on earth that I can think of that this glue does not want to come out of this container. So I'm really having a hate relationship with it. I think you can use this white glue. I'm making a stiffener using a combination of equal parts of white glue and water. Usually white glue to me means like tacky glue, like Aleene's tacky glue, craft glue that I have in the house all the time. I'm having a hate relationship with that right now too because it's cloggy and stiff as well. So I don't know what it is about glue. But anyway, that's what I'm using. You use what you're using. I'm going to also show you some of the things I have here. You see setup. This is sort of a silly setup. But what I have here is a pizza pan that I have just put a little bit of aluminum foil over it. Because what happens is when I'm going to form this ghost out of this, stiffen it with this glue water mixture, and then I'm going to leave it to dry. And if it dries and you are not careful what you put it on, it could stick to it. Okay, so I just put the aluminum foil thinking that that's going to keep it. It's also, this is something that I eat pizza. I cook pizza on these pans. Well, I don't cook on the pan, but I serve them on the pan for sure and reheat them on the pan for sure. So we use it for food. I don't want to have glue in my food. So, and all this is, I just wanted to raise this up. I'm trying to make this a certain height. I'm going to be using my good old olive jar that I talk about all the time. And I thought, you know, this is going to be a nice height. I'm going to use this in combination. I'm going to use a little orange to get a round, an orange from my tree to get a round head shape. But what I've done here, I thought I would raise it up, make it taller, a little taller. So this, all I have here is just a paper plate, a paper bowl. This is actually a bowl, very thin, flimsy, that I have in my cupboard out here. I have people that come here a lot in the summer. We have groups of people come here. Or not just in the summer, all the time. They haven't in a while, of course. But we have a lot of parties here and gatherings here with a lot of people. And I seem to collect stuff like this, paper plates, which we really don't really use in our home. Even when for outside, we use plastic things that we can, by the pool. We don't want to use glass or things that will break, but we use plastic that can be reused. I'm not a real big fan of throwaway things, but we had them and I want to use them. So I covered one. I took it and covered it with, again, aluminum foil because it's made of paper, and I was afraid, even though it's a little glossy on this side, the side that might be touching my ghost is not glossy, and I didn't want it to stick to that. But again, that was just to give it some height. So I'm going to build up on that. Here's my jar. I'm going to put that up there. And like I said, I have an orange I'm going to use for head, but I'm not going to put that up yet. I want to show you some of my other things that I needed for the project. I had another thing that I collected. We collect these. We don't collect them, but somebody brought at one time to this house deviled egg potato salad. I can guarantee I never have bought deviled egg potato salad. I make my own potato salad and deviled eggs. Are you kidding me? I've got chickens all over the I've got eggs coming everywhere. So, I mean, I don't buy it, but I'm not making excuses. But anytime we get something like this, we will wash it when we're finished, when it's empty, put it in a bag, hang it in the garage. And then we will use these for these kind of projects that like I did for my magical chalk. I use the yogurt container again. I don't want to just throw it away or put it in recycling. Of course, it would go in recycling, but if I can get a couple of uses out of it before it goes to recycling, then all the better. But so I don't want to mix this glue mixture up in one of my dishes. But I want something also that I can put the cheesecloth down inside. So this might be overkill, might be too big for how much glue I'm mixing, but it's probably the right size for how much of the cheesecloth I'm going to be putting inside. So I have that. And then I have also my cheesecloth. Not exactly cheesecloth, really, because if you're a cheesemaker, I don't really use this for cheese making, but I do use it, and you can buy this just at the grocery store. Let me see if I can move that. Show you what this is. This is just a button that I purchased in the grocery store. It's this real gauzy stuff. This is 2 square yards. It says comes in the package. I like this for using. I would put this like when I'm going to strain out the solids from my vinegars or from my the magical vinegars that we just made too. I might, if there's stuff in there that's really small that might come through, especially in the citrus vinegar that I have behind me, I will line my colander, even a fine mesh colander, for the second. I will strain it. I will put it through the strainer twice, and I will put it through this cheesecloth in the strainer for the second straining to pick up any pieces of the pulp that might be in there that would clog my spray bottle. But anyway, this is a good. I just bought this for show. I have another one that I just opened. It was exactly the same, brand new package. But I wanted to show you how I'm going to estimate how much I need for my project in a minute. But it's just taken out. It's folded, as you can see. It's folded. Well, I'll show you when I open it up. But before that, I want to show you how I'm going to build my form here on my jar. I want, height. This is going to give me my height. I need a head shape. So I just went out, my husband actually went out and picked an orange from the tree. Just a small orange, and this is something I had. I covered it with, I don't know that it's going to stick to it or not, the glue, but it's food, and I want to kind of protect it from this. So I just put some saran wrap on top. And then I'm going to, I just open up the size, and I'll show you why. I made like 2 pieces like that. I just divided the wrapping into 2, and I'll show you why in a minute. Because I fashioned some arms. I put the orange on top of here, and I just fashioned some arms out of aluminum foil, like a big length, that I just fashioned. I got the length after I put the orange on the bottle, and I estimated how much I would need, and I sort of held up the arms to see the right length. And then I removed the orange, and I took this foil in the middle and just pushed it down inside the jar a little bit, just a little bit. And then I'm going to take the orange, put it on top, the covered orange, and I'm going to put these, let me do this first. Put those 2 ends of the saran wrap, the Glad wrap, down on the other side of that orange, of the foil. I don't know if that made sense. Am I too far? Am I too close? Yeah, I don't know if that made sense or not, but it holds this in place. See, the orange is just, the wrapper is on this side and on the back of the aluminum foil arms. Okay, so that keeps it from falling apart. We want this to hold steady, not forever, just long enough to form our ghost. So when I drape the cheesecloth over it, it's going to not touch the orange. It's going to have the saran wrap, the aluminum foil, the glass jar if it touches any of it, aluminum foil down here, and then it'll pull out here. So I don't have it on any surface that I'm going to harm. Not that it would really harm it, but this is my table. I might want to eat on this table later. I don't want to, and I'm going to have to leave this here to dry. So that just gives you an idea. And then you just form the arms how you want. I have one up and one kind of in front, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm winging it. I'm just winging it to see. But that's why I'm here. I'm doing it first. You're going to see if you like my result. If you don't like my result, you can do it differently. We'll know for you to do it differently. So anyway, I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to put it in here, mix it up in here like I said. I'm going to make the glue solution first. Then I'll show you how I'm going to cut the cheesecloth. And this is, I want about equal parts. The people that I saw that using glue use about equal parts of glue and water. So this is a 4-ounce container of glue. Half of it would be 2, which I think is plenty for our purposes. I'm not sure. And it's pretty much full. I don't want to measure it out, but I'm going to pour it in here. And I'm going to try to estimate that I get about half of this container in, which is going to be about a 1/4 cup. About a 1/4 cup. And look how easily it pours out of there. This stupid glue. See if I can hold it up and see. Okay. Trying to estimate a 1/4 cup. About half of this container. I have to hold it in the light to see how much glue is left. And that looks like that's about half. I think I've got, yes, about half. That looks about exactly half. So, put the lid back on that. And then I have a 1/4 cup of water. Just regular water from the sink, from the faucet. And I can add a little more if I need it. And I just have a paint stick, paint stir stick. You can use a stick, you can use a skewer, you can use a branch from a tree, a little branch. You can use a piece of dowel. I wouldn't use anything from my kitchen, again, because I'm going to, you know. And this is just, it just made a nice watery, a nice runny solution. I hope you can see that. Now I don't know if that's enough or not. If it's not enough, I have more glue, so we're good. Okay, so now I just want to show you real quickly how I want to do I have no idea how much of this I need. I opened a package and I'm determined that I'm probably going to use the whole package for my ghost. So when I opened it up, it's folded, as you can see, perhaps in half. This is a double layer, and if you unfold it, unwind it as it comes out, it's pretty long. You know, that's way longer than I need for sure. So I'm just taking that length of its double thickness, it's 2 layers, fold it in half. I'm going to take this and fold it in half. And cut that and see how long that makes my piece. Whoops. I twisted it. Okay, there's my 2 ends. And if I go along here, I get to halfway, and I just take my craft scissors I'm going to cut that in half. It's just an estimation. So I have 2 pieces. That's the goal. Whatever size you're going to make, you want to end up with 2 pieces. So I can take 1 piece, which is half, set it aside just for right now, and show you. Then I'm left with, again, it's still doubled over. It's still folded over, but now it is half the length. And I'm just going to estimate, holding this up, if this is the middle, I just want to find the middle so I can estimate this being the right size for my project, and I think it is. Because if I find the middle, I can find the middle of the head. I have lots of room here. It'll reach really well. Because the idea is for it to pull on the ground. Pull on the ground, you know. We're not going to see the feet. It's just going to pull on the ground. Okay, so I take this piece now, and I want to open it up. I want to open this piece up where it was folded in half. Now it's going to be this wide. Okay. And this is some pretty fine stuff, so I hope this is going to cover my... There it goes. And I'm just going to put it down in my solution, get it nice and drenched. Now this is where you think to yourself, oh, I should have had maybe something on my work surface, but I'm just going to work right over my project so I don't get it on my table. But I want to really work it into this. Can you see, am I hiding what I'm doing? I want to really get it into this. I want to make sure the whole thing is wet, saturated with the glue. So I'm going to just keep, kind of open it up, let it fall apart, so I can find the size and the end. And here I can see, there we are. I'm going to go about halfway. I just want to go about in the middle again. It doesn't have to be exact because it's a ghost. It's not a... nothing special. But I just want to find the middle so I know I have enough that I can drape it over the front and back. And I'm going to just take my fingers and squeeze out some extra glue. Have it drip down back into my container. Okay. And I can see right away I used a lot of that glue. So I will possibly make more. I'm going to use my other piece here of cheesecloth because I've got it all over my table here. And we're going to be dipping that anyway. So just set that aside, and I'm going to bring this over to me and put that about in the middle of the head. And then I'm going to just start spreading that out. And I'm not going to worry about the arms right now. I just want to spread this out as best I can. You know, have it cover as much as it can. It can cover some of the arms. But I'm not going to worry about the hands for sure. And I'm going to bring it and let it pull in the back. Open it out. Let that pool. Because when that dries, that's going to form like the base for the ghost. And there could be straggly pieces hanging at the back. You're going to really be able to tell what I did when it dries, I think. But in the meantime, we want to be sure that at all sides it goes to it reaches the table. which in this case is the pizza pan. Because we want to see how, I don't know if you can see how I have that spread out. I'm going to do the front. And I'm going to take this just out to the arms a little bit. Spread this out on the sides. And it's okay, again, if I have long pieces that reach beyond. There we go. Okay, now I need to do the other side. I need to do this other bit. So I'm going to open the glue again. I'm going to add a little more glue in here and some more water. Let me see how much water. I did get some extra water in case I needed it. Okay, I have another quarter cup, so I can add another quarter cup of glue. I can just add the rest if I want. Put it in there. Goodbye, glue. This is a happy day. Goodbye, glue. Oh, my fingers are starting to glue together. I'm going to work quickly so I don't glue together. Add my water. Mix it up real quickly. And then I'm going to open up the other half of the cheesecloth. These are drying a little quickly for me because I have a fan blowing on me. Again, cannot compromise. If my fingers are glued together as a result of this, so be it. At least I will not die of perspiration. Okay. Here we go. I'm opening it all out. You can put them inside. Mix it up. You see, this is why I wanted to have a bigger container. And I have the lid. I can put the stick down on the lid, so I don't get down everywhere. And then I just mush it around. And again, I'm going to start opening them up. I want to find the middle. First I want to find the middle, so I'm just going to let it go. I can find the middle. You know, this feels kind of fun. It reminds me how fun it is to do these kind of things. I don't do enough of these. Okay, I have the middle. See, it's about the middle. See? There we go. And I'm just going to take my fingers down, try to get the excess solution out of it. Don't want those on, it's too wet. Just slide my fingers down. Of course, I'm getting it everywhere. Okay. I'm going to break right here because I want to clean up this glue. I had to stop a minute, pause my camera a minute so I could clean up some of the glue on the table before my husband gets back. He's very understanding, but very supportive, but he doesn't want to see glue all over the table. I get that. So again, I took down the middle, and this time I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go this way. So I'm concerning myself, well, let me go down here first, with where the head is, again in the center. Okay. So I'm going to open it up in the center. But I'm going to incorporate the arms at this time of my ghost. Okay. So I'm just sort of draping it. This is your chance to be artistic or not. But you do want to spread it out as much as you can. And remember, this is glue. So you can stick it to the old that's already there. This is your chance to kind of put it where you want it because it's glue. Again, trying to have at least a lot of it pulling on the bottom if you can, but there's nothing wrong with it being woo outside. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? So I'm going to open it up as much as I can. See all that? And it just adds another kind of a layer. And I'm coming up the arm. And you can make the arms out of anything you want to. I've seen people use pipe cleaners, which might be fun. But the main thing is you just want it stiff enough if you want to have them stay up in the air. You want it to be stiff enough to do so. Okay? Just get that opened up as much as you can. It's whatever you think looks good. Whatever you think looks good, it'll work. It should work just fine. What's going to happen if it doesn't? Who knows? Okay, now at this point, if you think to yourself, oh my goodness, I wanted more coverage than that, that's totally up to you, but think about it. What are we making here? We're making a ghost. We're making a ghost. And I'm going to show you something really cool that we can do with it when we're done. When it's all done, when it's all dry. So, I have kind of done what I kind of wish to do. I want to kind of leave it perhaps like that. Let me see the front. I find it that there was a lot more in the front than I didn't know. I could stretch it out even further then. It's kind of deceiving because it really does stick together pretty fast. Okay. And I think that's what we're gonna have right there. I think it's time to quit. Quit while we're ahead, maybe. So there we have it. I don't know if you can see. Can you see? Ooh. Doesn't look so scary now on a pizza pan. But if we can wait and see what it looks like later. Ooh, okay. Can't wait to see. We'll come back later to look. Stay tuned. So there you have it. I hope you try to make one of these. It's really fun. It really came out, really, it was an easy, very easy task. It was just really fun to get in the wet glue. I want to offer one suggestion. When I went to pull him off my aluminum foil base, I had a little difficulty, as you can see from the inside, getting all the foil off. I think it's because I had several layers of fabric here, several layers of the cheesecloth here, and so it was extra gluey, and it kind of really stuck. But when I had the saran wrap in the head, up under the head, it fell right out. So I would suggest you try a saran wrap or cling film or whatever you call it to put down instead of the aluminum foil underneath it. But everything else came out really well. When I pulled the arms out, I just had to, poke it back out a little bit. It was fine. It was fine. So just stay tuned. One more minute. I want to show you what it looks like all lit up. And here he is, all tucked in. I have some tea lights underneath him and a few additional candles beside to light up his space. Let me move back a little bit. It's not dark yet. This is just a dark corner of the hallway. So, but I think you can see him. I think you can see how he looks. He looks pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, there we go. See you tomorrow.